hope that you notice that these ones I'm doing with the Xbox method are the same ones we did with guess and check, so that you know what the answer is ahead of time. And that way you know that you got the answer right. All right, so let's do Xbox method again. So I'm gonna have to reset my timer. Hang on just 1 second. Okay. All right, so I draw my X. I drop down the 2, okay, that just drops down. These two come down and they multiply to give me negative 24. And remember, this is the one that I look to add. This is my multiply. So what multiplies to give me negative 24 and adds to give me 2? Okay, it is 6 and negative 4. All right, so I'm going to turn this 2 into 6 minus 4. So I rewrite this 3x squared plus 6x minus 4x, okay, there's my 2x, minus 8. And now I factor by grouping again. So I pull out a 3x, that leaves me with x plus 2. And then over here I can pull out a negative 4, which leaves me with x plus 2. All right, so x plus 2 is one of my factors. And my other factor is what's left, which is 3x minus 4. Okay, so you know what this means. It means I want you to try to factor these using the Xbox method. So go ahead and pause your video and try those right now. Okay, so this first one, we draw our X, we drop down a negative 9. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. So what multiplies to give me negative 10 and adds to give me negative 9? Negative 10 and 1. So I rewrite this 5w squared minus 10w plus w, okay, there's my negative 9w minus 2. Okay, and now I'm going to factor by grouping. So I can pull out a 5w from here, and I'm left with w minus 2, and then I have w minus 2 over here with my invisible 1. So I have w minus 2 times 5w plus 1. Okay, so this one, draw my x, drop down the negative 29. 6 times negative 5 is negative 30. This one's very similar to this one. Okay, so what multiplies to give me negative 30 and adds to give me 29? Put my little a and my little m right there. Okay, negative 30 and 1. So I'm going to rewrite this, this negative 29. So I have 6y squared minus 30y plus y minus 5. And now I group. 6y, I can pull the 6y out and I get a y minus 5. And then over here I have y minus 5 with, again, my invisible 1. So it's y minus 5 times 6y plus 1. So you're not guessing and checking, so it's a little bit easier in that sense, but you have to memorize the steps. You have to know what it is that you're doing. Okay, so let's move on. Here is my favorite special product pattern. I've already talked about it, and we talked about foiling it. I showed you how to foil it and how to get to this, but now let's just use it for factoring. So here I have a perfect square, and 1 is also a perfect square, right? So I have n minus 1 times n plus 1. Remember, it's a plus b times a minus b equals a squared minus b squared. Okay, obviously x squared is a perfect square, that's why it's x squared. 81 is a perfect square. So this becomes x minus 9, x plus 9. Now if this were x squared plus 81, then we couldn't factor it. It has to be a minus. All right, so I want you to pause your video for a second and try these. It shouldn't take you too long. Okay, so this one, again I have perfect squares here. 144 is 12 squared, so I have x minus 12, x plus 12. And it doesn't matter which one comes first, it could be the other way around. And this is 9 plus 3 times n minus 3. All right, so those are pretty straightforward. Now sometimes they get a little more difficult though. And these you have to make sure that you recognize. So you look at this, and I've got a perfect square and a perfect square. So this is going to be 5x minus 8y times 5x plus 8y. I hope you see that. You're taking the square root of both of these and putting them here. Same thing with this one. I'll have 6a minus 2b times 6a plus 2b. All right, last two for this one. So I want you guys to go ahead and try these. Okay, so again, perfect square, perfect square. So this is 6x minus 10y times 6x plus 10y. This one is 7a minus 13b times 7a plus 13b. All right, we will go on in the next video.